Very warm welcome to the Step Over webinar series in winter 2022. My name is Joachim Fischer, and together with my colleague Julian Benz, we really appreciate that you're spending the next 30 minutes with us, while my colleague Julian will talk about why electronic signatures are key to achieve today's digital business trends. We will spend the last 5 minutes of the webinar answering your questions, and please type those questions in the Q&A button at the bottom of your Zoom session. I will sort and group them and we will answer them. If we have more questions than we can answer, we just come back to you via email. Anyhow, our marketing department will send out that email of the recording after that session. Well, Step Over is a pioneer in the electronic digital signatures. We're doing that for more than 20 years now. Started as a small hardware company in Stuttgart, producing signatures pads, we grew to an international company doing business with big and small customers, big and small projects, all in the electronic signature field. From electronic signatures on hardware pads, on your smartphone, on your tablet, on your PC, locally or in the cloud, we can do all that in the whole section of the electronic signature. And still today, everything we offer is designed and made and assembled in Stuttgart, Germany. On our website, you will see a lot of examples and solutions where we work with our partners and customers worldwide. You'll find big logos on our website, but also small ones, because we are happy if our customers are successful. And if you're interested, please do not hesitate to get in contact with us, send us a note. We are happy to help. With that, I hand over to my colleague, Julian. Julian, it's all yours.
Thank you, Joachim. My name is Julian Benz. I'm responsible here at Step Over for overseeing our partner and reseller network worldwide. And basically, my job is to help our international customers implement our e-signature solutions. So if you like what you hear today and you think this is the right solution for you, you're likely going to see my face quite a bit more. As Joachim said, if you've got any questions, please feel free to pop them in the Q&A button and we're happy to answer them. Today, obviously, our topic is digital business trends. But why is it important for you to monitor business trends? As businesses are continuously adapting to economic challenges, it can become difficult to run a business day to day and still be aware of where the trends are heading. Yet, it is important to stay ahead of the curve in order to provide the best product for your market and your consumers. So in case you missed some of these, we selected the most important digital business trends for you and why they will change the way you do business. At the end of the webinar, we hope you can make an informed decision on how electronic signatures can help you in achieving your goals. Firstly, we're going to look at today's digital business trends and what they are. We're then going to discuss how these electronic signatures can benefit your advancement, before we're going to have a look at the solutions that are available, and depending on what kind of IT infrastructure you have, which solution is the best fit for you. Of course, your project planning department needs to know the implementation timelines that they can expect for implementing an electronic signature solution into your workflow. And then we're going to have a live demo of the solutions themselves so you can see what it actually looks like to sign with an electronic signature. And at the end, we are summarizing everything and we have the promised Q&A session. Before we go into the business trends, first I will give you a quick explanation of the trends themselves, and then I will go in depth on why e-signatures play a crucial role in implementing each individual trend. The first one is hybrid workplace. It is no surprise that since the pandemic, the traditional workplace has been redefined in many sectors. Hybrid work is characterized by enabling employees to effectively work from varying locations while having access to all the required tools to perform their duties. The idea of software unification is for one software to do everything, and hence eliminating the need to switch between applications. Hence, a single base software on a central platform gets third-party extensions to improve management of your software product and prevent the need to transfer data between platforms. Managing more and more disconnected applications does not only lead to unnecessary waste of human labor, but also to frustration and errors. The idea of a digital twin is to create a digital model of your existing systems or processes. So when you want to try alternative setups in order to optimize your system, you can simulate scenarios without affecting your productive system. Basically, you can run numerous simulations simultaneously at a fraction of the cost of changing your productive system. From contract creation to contract implementation, a lot of time is required. Smart contracts can dynamically adjust legal contracts for the needs of each customer and also automatically populate customer information from your records. They can also collect signatures and process data to allow immediate contract completion and implementation. Hyperautomation is all about saving time, resources, and freeing up human capital. The idea is to automate as many areas of an organization as possible to streamline processes either through simple configuration or full-depth integration with easy-to-integrate APIs. Basically, the idea is let the systems communicate with each other on your behalf. Customers choose the easiest, most intuitive solution available. That's simply a fact. And with remote work possible, more and more customers expect to manage all their private interests from home. Hence, meeting that need is vital to retain and gain customers, because your competition certainly will. 88% of all UK adults have a smartphone, and hence the mobile-first approach is for some becoming a mobile-only approach. Ensuring that your software is accessible and easy to use will likely determine the future of your business. And last, but certainly not least, is sustainability. It is no longer an easy marketing tool. Reducing unnecessary resources is the most effective and cost-efficient way to make your business more sustainable, and the return on investment is quicker the more resources you previously had to use. Many customers expect businesses in their supply chain to do their part, or otherwise they will go to businesses that do. So why do e-signatures matter for the hybrid workplace? We all witnessed a shift in the perception of working from home during the pandemic. I'm doing it right now. While there's no doubt it is an adjustment for companies and employees alike, there's a huge potential upside to it. Reduction in travel time, increased flexibility with working hours, better work-life balance, significantly cheaper premises with desk hopping, for example. But for employees to be effective in their hybrid workplace, they require a technical setup suitable to their work, but many companies are still behind when it comes to paperwork. For example, reviewing contracts, signing board meeting minutes, onboarding of new employees that live in different cities or countries, training, audits, anything HR related, all of them require legal signatures, and many businesses do still not have a solution to solve that problem. With electronic signatures, it is possible to sign remotely with signature pads, digital certificates, via click to sign, which I'm going to show you later, or simply on your mobile phone. You even have the same shared document library wherever you go, whether you're online or offline. Software unification tries to break information silos between applications, which rewards the company with a cleaner setup for maintaining and improving the product, and through that also the user experience. Gone are the times when customers are willing to use 3 or 4 different softwares to complete a connected workflow. Using your software as a foundation and extending it through third-party APIs to provide additional features within the same user interface means management becomes a lot easier. Integrating a signature solution directly into your existing application allows you to naturally increase your productivity and prevent human interference when migrating data between applications, which is prone to error. I'm sure you're aware of that. Furthermore, the tools your employees and customers require are natively integrated with one another, which means they can benefit from cross-application services like automation, comprehensive search, uniform file types. Basically, the unification of the software appears seamless. Instead of spending a lot of money on trying new physical changes to your company, creating a digital twin allows you to run virtual tests to quickly improve and perfect workflows on a digital copy of your physical asset, while your business can operate as normal. StepOver is able to provide a fully functional test server environment where not only initial electronic signature proof of concepts can be simulated and improved, but future iterations of the software, when we, for example, release additional features, can be tested and optimized. So when your system goes productive, it can be rolled out across your company with confidence. Because intermediaries are the #1 reason for delays in contract completion, our user interface allows you to directly communicate with your customers, automate the execution of specific arrangements, and even integrate our user interface seamlessly into your existing applications, so it appears it is your user interface now. Smart contracts allow you to dynamically combine standard contractual clauses for instant contract creation based on your customer's requirements and choices, and then to auto-populate it with customer information from your backend system. You can directly identify mandatory and optional fields of various signatories, and our electronic signature system can automatically send signature requests to various parties. That can be either in person, via email, or via QR code, a feature I'm going to show you in a live demo as well. All parties are issued with the original signed document, and the information within the document is automatically further processed by the backend system to action the agreed contractual clauses. This means with eSignatures, the time-costly switch from digital to analog and back to digital can be completely eliminated. With hyperautomation, your workflow can only be as efficient if it runs in sync, start to finish. Part of that is to prevent data migration mistakes and human error by eliminating unnecessary tasks that can be performed quicker and with 100% reliability by integrated systems. Using an electronic signature solution to manage your electronic paper flow means you can prevent duplicate entries, update customer details instantly across all platforms, eliminate human error, and clear communication between systems to solve siloed data issues. With unique customer experience, it's all about improving the service quality by allowing your customers to review contracts or consent forms in the comfort of their own home. For example, signing remotely and receiving the original signed PDF straight onto their device. That means you need a solution which is simple to sign, no registration or subscription needed, and that the biometric data and digital certificates are securely encrypted with patented technology. As you're aware, phones have given us the ability to manage our life from our pocket. Technology is becoming ever more accessible, and so should be your contracts and agreements. Our solutions come with a ready-made and free-to-use app, which can be used directly to integrate into your existing apps via our libraries. So basically, whether you are already using an Android or iOS apps, you can extend them with our functionalities. On the go, at home or in the office, online or offline, as a software or in the cloud, we will have you covered. And of course, sustainability at last. By using electronic signature solutions, you're not just cutting out the obvious things like paper, toner, carbon emissions when sending contracts by courier, you're also drastically reducing the required legal upkeep of documentation. That means no more physical archives that need to be staffed and maintained and paid for. It means you now have instant searchability throughout your various locations. It also means easy backups of contractual obligations. And of course, no more chasing up customers because they only signed 3 of the 4 necessary signatures that needed to be placed. Our system can check that all signatures have been placed, and otherwise the contract won't be completed and actioned. So we heard about the trends and we heard how e-signatures play into it, but just as a quick recap, how can electronic signatures benefit your advancement? Successfully implementing digital transformation is a process that requires in-depth planning and a clear understanding of why it justifies the initial setup or adjustment cost. The benefit of these digital trends is to reduce unnecessary and idle labor. That is not to imply to reduce the importance of humans in business processes, but rather free up human capital to focus on, for example, customer interaction, high-level decision-making, and becoming more productive by doing less and concentrating on fewer things at once. Integration and automation allow systems to talk with each other, share relevant data, and display it to human decision makers at the right moment. Reducing human error in unnecessary tasks like data migration or checking for mistakes or missing data when a system can do so instantly across platforms. A continuous workflow will drastically improve contract completion time and allow monitoring of where bottlenecks occur with the ability to directly intervene. So let's say you've got 4 different parties to a contract. In the olden days, you would send out a paper contract to the first party and wait for them to send it to the next party. And if the contract didn't come back to you, you had no idea where it was stuck. With electronic signatures, you can exactly pinpoint whether each party has read the document and who still needs to sign, so you can intervene, potentially ask questions to see whether there's any ambiguity, and hence complete the contract significantly quicker. Digitally replicating your existing signature process will help in your goal to achieve a more sustainable work product. And the reduction in required resources means a very quick return on investment and the ability to redistribute freed up resources to high priority projects. When it comes to picking the right solution for your business, it all depends on what your business and your workflows look like. But basically, the choice is yours. We have a solution that will fit your existing IT infrastructure. For example, if you prefer to configure our standard software called eSignature Office into your workflow to make use of hyperautomation, we have the software and user interface ready for you. If you prefer to do a seamless integration and extend your existing application to benefit from software unification, our native and cloud application programming interfaces, otherwise called APIs, are ideal for you. So we've got either our Signature API or our Web Signature Office API. If you already have a shared cloud that hosts your entire suite, our Web Signature Office can be integrated directly into yours, either if it's hosted on your premises or servers, or by using one of our cloud computing providers. Basically, it is as easy as it can get. If you're unsure as to which solution is best suited for your needs, or if you want to discuss whether any of our previous or existing customers have encountered the same workflow, please reach out to our team and we're happy to advise you and can even provide you with a proof of concept or demo versions of our software so you can trial it out to see whether this is really the solution for you. If you prefer your employees or customers to sign on specifically designed electronic signature pads, we have a range available for every scenario. Alternatively, you can sign directly on your tablet PCs or even with your mobile phones. Implementation timeline is always tricky because it really depends on your resources, how complex your workflows are, and which solution you go for. But for the majority of our customers, you will be ready to sign within 1 to 4 weeks, and that is from starting implementation to the first customer signing a contract. Obviously, depending on the depth of the integration and complexity of the workflow, we do have a team of developers that can assist with integration and third-level support, ensuring that you always have access to the right resources during implementation, and of course, during the release of your signature solution. Just to recap, you basically have 4 options: our native software, our native API, our web-based web signature office, or our web-based API. With that, we come to the live demo part of this presentation. And first, we're going to look at a full native workflow automation, and that is with our eSignature office, but it will work identically with our signature API. So depending on whether you want to configure it or whether you want to seamlessly integrate into your workflow, it will virtually be the same. To show you what's happening on my screen, I'm going to share my desktop in a moment. And also in front of me, I've got one of our signature paths, the DuraSign Brilliance. And I will share my phone screen with my camera on, so you can actually see what is happening live on the signature pad, because that's what your employees or your customers will see. In the second step, then, we're going to look at various cloud-based signatures and how they can work and what remote signatures do look like, in case you've never seen one. So we're on my desktop now, and I've created this box standard contract type. I've given it a title and a bit of text. We've got a couple of form fields here that we're going to fill in with customer information directly from our backend system. So our backend is going to auto-populate this contract like it would happen in a real workflow. And we have a text box here called signature customer. And I want our program to directly insert a signature field right above here. So wherever it says signature customer on this page, a signature field would directly be inserted here. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to execute this command file. It's going to open our solution. It's going to look for the document in the place that I told it to be, which is the desktop. It's going to auto-populate it and then automatically place the signature fields in it and display it for the customer ready to review on the signature pad. In the second step, then, we're going to complete the process, but I will explain you that part of the process once we get to it. So I hope you can see my signature pad here right in front of me. You can see when it's idle, it just displays whatever you want it to display. And I'm now going to start the process by simply executing eSignatures Office. You can see it opens up the document. And now the customer or your employee can see the document already with the information filled in. And of course, your employee can see exactly the same thing. So here, the customer can review the document. Now, when the customer is ready to sign, all they need to do is simply press the signature button here, and it will automatically create a signature field and take them to where the signature needs to be obtained. And you can see on the employee screen, it also jumped to it. So I'm simply going to sign here as Olivia Brown, and I'm going to confirm the signature. It gets embedded into our document, and all of the biometric data is securely encrypted with a 4096-bit key encryption. And for the customer's sake, they can now see, okay, my signature is actually in this document. And all the employee can then now do on the other side is, if you wanted to directly extract the name of the customer as well as the name of the contract and the customer email address to send them an automatic email with the original document. You simply need to press send email, and then the system will close itself and it will bring up the email. You can see it has directly taken that from the document itself. It has inserted a subject line. It has inserted a mail body that I wanted to, and we can see this document has been renamed with the contract type, with Miss Olivia Brown's name, as well as the date. So it's very easy for your personal archives or if you need to further process a document. So let's have a look at the document. You can open it in any standard PDF reader, which is using Adobe for simplicity. And you can see the information has been filled in. I can no longer edit these form fields because the signature has been placed. And we can see here, Olivia Brown has signed. To validate the signature, all I need to do is press right-click, validate signature, and it gives me the instant feedback. This signature is valid, and this document has not been modified since the signature was applied. It also gives me a bit of additional information, for example, the serial part number of the signature pad that I used to sign. I can see the hard drive ID that is inside my computer to which the signature pad is connected, and the Windows user, JUB for Julian Benz, which is signed into this Windows account. So very easy, and all the related parties receive the original copy of the document, so they can always check in the future that that signature is valid, and this is their signed contract. Now we're going to have a look at Web Signature Office and how to sign with remote signatures, for example. So I'm going to bring up Web Signature Office. I'm going to log in, and I'm going to upload a document. You can drag and drop it. Obviously, your system can directly supply our API with the document. I'm simply going to choose this work order. And you can see here, we've got a couple of form fields here again. So for example, the site would be Stuttgart. Today's date is the 1st of the 12th, 22. And it could be something like job complete, no further action required. So that's important information that the system then can automatically process. If I was the installer now and I would like to sign this document, all I need to do is select myself as the signer, place the signature field here, press sign now, and this is now if I have a digital certificate. So all I need to press is click to sign. It's got already my password in here because I just logged on. I'm going to include the optional text, which is my job title, and I'm going to add a date to it. I press sign, and in a few clicks, you have now signed this document. This is a legal signature that has got the same validity as signing on an electronic signature pad or signing directly on your screen. So very easy, because it's an employee of the company. They know exactly who this certificate has been issued to. It couldn't get better. If I now wanted to sign with a QR code, for example, because I don't have a tablet PC, I don't have a signature pad in front of me, all I need to do is, again, create a signature field where I want the signature to be placed. I press sign now, handwritten, and now all I need to do is press smartphone tablet. And on the left-hand side, you're able to see my phone screen again. So I'm going to open my camera. It gives me the instant feedback. Do you want to open this? Yes. And then you can see on my left-hand screen now that it shows me the document and it's asking me to sign it. So I'm simply going to press sign in the top corner. And for example, I'm going to sign with QR code and confirm it. Now on my phone, I have the original document and I can directly download it, while here you can also see the original document. Both parties have access to it. But of course, you don't always have the person right there in the same session with you, or sometimes they want to review the document, put it aside, think over it the night, and then sign it the next day. So all you need to do is you can establish a new guest signer. And so, for example, we're going to use Olivia Brown again. Simply press submit. We tell where we want the signature of Olivia Brown to be located. We can say whether it's a mandatory or optional field, and then simply press next. And here now we have the options to put in Olivia Brown's email, or if we indeed don't know that it's Olivia Brown, we can simply remove the name here and generate a link that will allow anyone with that link to sign this document. So for example, if maybe a supervisor needs to sign it, but we don't know the name of the supervisor, that's a very easy way to do it. Generally, we do recommend though to protect it with two-factor authentication. That can be either a password to the document, or it could be a SMS one-time passcode that is directly sent to the phone number. So you simply insert the phone number here and you choose the country code. And that's how easy it can be done. This leads us to our summary. And I hope you have now gained a better understanding of what electronic signatures entail and why they're very important to include them in your business process. What we learned today, from software unification to smart contracts, from software unification to smart contracts, digitalization is a continuous priority and should be on top of your agenda. Electronic signatures can benefit your advancement by saving time and optimizing resources. You can share data and prevent mistakes and become more sustainable in the process. When it comes to which solution is the right for you, you can choose between plug and play, native API for seamless integration, or our cloud solutions that can be hosted either as software as a service or hosting on-premise. We're looking generally at an implementation timeline of around 1 to 4 weeks, depending on the depth of your integration or workflows. And as you've just seen, it is very easy to configure the solution to fit your workflow. If you've got any questions, we're here to help you. Of course, it is possible to test it yourself. We've got free demo versions of the software available on our website to download directly. And you can register on Web Signature Office and get 10 free credits each month for you to try out. Again, no subscription required, no payment details. If you want to speak to our team, you can either go via our website and have a look at our products, or directly email us at info@stepover.com. We are very happy to help you with all kinds of scenarios. With that, I give back to Joachim, who is going to do the Q&A session.
Well, Julian, thank you very much. Thanks everybody for attending. We are 4 minutes over. Let's briefly discuss 3 questions I have here. Number 1, Julian, is it possible to use a hybrid of signature pads, tablets, PCs, smartphones, QR codes?
Yeah, of course. You can use a combination of all different types of signature capture devices. For example, we have customers that use 2 of our signature pad types, some tablet PCs, some mobile devices running iOS and Android. So it's just a mix of all of them.
Thanks. Number 2, can I decide what part of the user interface my employees or users see while doing that?
Yeah, certainly. With all of our software, you can choose which parts your employees can see and indeed press. Often, less options or no buttons at all mean fewer accidental mistakes can happen. Of course, you can also select that the applications or the APIs run completely in the background, so it appears that basically everything happens in your existing application. So a seamless integration.
Last question for today, and we all answer all the others afterwards via email. How easy or how can I set up my workflow to include electronic signatures?
Basically, your system needs to tell our system a few things. So, for example, where's the PDF located? Who do you want to sign? Where should they sign? How often should they sign? And can they skip optional fields if they want? And then our system captures those signatures and can either process the document for you, for example, rename it like we've seen with the document with Olivia Brown, pass it to a third-party system for further processing, save it in a specific location, or even send automatic emails, as we've also seen in the demo. Of course, the other option is that it simply gives it back to your application, sign and validate it.
Perfect. Thank you. Thanks again, everybody, for being here today and spending that 36 minutes with us. Our next lunchtime webinar will take place in spring 2023, perhaps late winter, we'll see. Title's still open, so we are happy to receive your questions and suggestions for the next title. We have some ideas also. And I wish everybody a wonderful rest of the year, a wonderful December, happy, healthy, and see you all next year. Julian, thank you very much. Thanks again to everybody. Bye-bye.
Thank you, everyone.